Welcome back to IGCSE Made Easy. Today we are going to do paper code 0580 May-June 2021 paper 4 extended. So let's start with the first question. Question number 1. A 2.5 liter tin of paint cost 13.50. In the sale, the cost is reduced by 14%. So calculate the sale price of the tin. So you know that here we are having the actual price is 13.50, and during the sale the price is being reduced by 14%. So let's find out what is 14% of 13.50. So 14% of 13.50 is, let's use our calculator. So 14 divided by 100 times 13.50 gives you 1.89. So 14% of 13.50 is 1.89. So this is being reduced 14%. This is 14%, right? So this is being reduced. So 13.50 is the amount. Minus of 1.89 will give you the answer. 13.50 minus of the answer gives you the answer, that is 11.1. So after the sale, the amount is right now is 11.61. So let's do the next part. Work out the cost of buying 42.5 liter of paint at this sale price. So we know that in the sale price, 2.5 liter of paint is being sold for 11.61, right? So 2.5 liter of paint is sold for how much liter? 11.61 liter. So we have to find out 42.5 liter is sold for how much liter. So we can cross multiply this one. So x will be equals to 11.61 times 42.5 divided by 2.5. Let's find out the answer using a calculator. So 11.61 times 42.5 divided by 2.5, that gives you 197.37. 197.37, or we can write it as 4 also. So let's move to the part B. Part B. Henry buys some paint in the ratio white paint, green paint, red paint, white paint and green paint are in the ratio 2, 8 and 5. Find the percentage of this paint that is in white. So this is red, this is white and this is green ratio, right? So we have to focus on the white ratio. So let us find out the total ratio of the paint. The sum of the ratio is 2 plus 8 is 10, 10 plus 5 is 15. So out of the 15 ratio, 8 is for white. So 8 by 15 times of 100. If I do it in my calculator, 8 times 100 divided by 15, I'll get the answer as 53.3. 53.3. So we can also write a dash on it. This simply implies that the 3 is repeating numbers. So part 2. Henry buys a total of 22.5 liter of paints. Find the number of liter of green paint he buys. The ratio of the green paint is 5. So 5 of the out of the total ratio, that is 15, times of the total value 22.5 will give you the answer. Let's use a calculator. 5 times 22.5 divided by 15, that gives you 7.5. So 7.5 liter will be your final answer. Part C. Maria paints a rectangular wall. The length of the wall is 20.5 meter and the height is 2.4 meter, both correct to one decimal place. I have placed one table on the top of this question. You can see in case of multiplication, to find out the upper bound or maximum value, we need to multiply the upper bound times we have to multiply the upper bound with the upper bound of the another multiplication, right? In case of multiplication we have to multiply the upper bound with upper bound of both the values. I'll tell you, just remember that case. In case of multiplication, in division it changes. To find out the upper bound, we need to multiply the upper bound with the we have to divide the upper bound with the lower bound of the another value. So here the case of multiplication, that's why we have to multiply upper bound with the upper bound. Okay, the table is displayed, you can just watch on it. Let's do the question now. So the length of the wall is given as 20.5 meter and the height is 2.4. So both are correct up to 1 decimal places. So 1 decimal places means 0.1, and we have to divide that with 2. And 0.1, if I divide 0.1 with the 2 in my calculator, 0.1 divided by 2, I'll get the answer 0.05. So that is equals to 0.05. So what I have to do, I have to add 0. I need the upper bound, as I told you in multiplication I need upper bound in both the cases. So I have to add 0.05 with 2.4. I'll get 2.45 here, and here also I have to add 0.05. So 0.05 plus 20.5, that gives you 20.55. 20.55. So now the both the upper bounds are of the values are ready here. So let's find out the area of that. So the maximum area, we are finding the maximum area. That's why the table, you can see that the maximum means the upper bound of that, right? So maximum area will be equals to 20.55 times 2.45. So if I multiply it, 20.55 times 2.45, I'll get the answer as 50.3475. 50.3475 meter square. But here we have to calculate, actually 1 liter of paint covers how much? Exactly 10 meter square. So we can do what 10 meter square is actually, this is the total meter square of the area. So we will just find out number of liters, right, by dividing 50.3475 with 10. So if I divide this with 10, I'll get an answer as 50.03475. 50.03475, right? Now to find out, because calculate the smallest number of 2.5 liter of tin that she will need to show all the walls need painted. So what we can do to find out the smallest number of tins, we can do one thing. We can just divide this with 2.5 liter. So 50.0375 with 2.5, if I divide it, that will give me the smallest value divided by 2.5, and I got the answer as 2.0139. 2.0139. You know that if it is more than 2, we definitely, because it's the value should be an integer, right? So we have to take it as 310, because it is more than 2, so we'll be taking it as 310. So 310 will be the smallest number of tin can that she is needed to paint all the walls. Question number 2. The table shows some values and we have to finish up some values that are given here. So we can do this using a calculator. So we can just write these equations in a calculator. So let's write the equation here. So y equals to 2 times 0.5 raised to power alpha x. To write x, you can press alpha and press that x button, and then minus of 1. So after this, don't press any of the key, just press the calc key, and then it will ask x question mark. You can fill up the value that you need. 0 I want, so I'll put equal to. So for the value of 0, the answer is 1. So let me change the color. 1 is the answer. Then when I put the value, again I'll press the calc key, and then insert the value of 2, then I'll get the answer 0.5 minus 0.5 that I have to write. So once you're done with the table on the grid, draw the graph. So using the table value, you have to draw the graph. So the first value is -1, 3. So -1, 3 will be this. Then the second value is minus 0.5 and minus 0.5 and 1.83. 1.83 somewhere here. It should be somewhere here. Then 0 and 1, this point. Then 0.5 and 0.41. 0.5 and 0.41 somewhere here. And then we have the next value 1 and 0. 1 and 0 is this point. And then we have 1.5 and 0. Minus 0.29. Minus 0.29 will be somewhere 1, 2, 3. So this point. Then we have 2 and minus 0.5. 2 and minus 0.5 is here, this point. So let's join the graph. So we have to draw a smooth curve on it. So let me use another pen. So smooth curve, make sure that smooth curve is actually used by a freehanded work. So just give me a second. So I have to fix this. Then let me try this. Right. Let me draw like this. Wait, some software error. Okay, let's draw it now. We have to join these points. Make sure that you are joining it nicely. I'm trying my level best, but this would be the curve that we need. Okay, then we can just solve the part B using the graph. By suitable straight line, solve the equation this. Okay, we have to draw a suitable straight line and we have to solve the equation, or we have to find the value of x. So what we can do is, we know that we can get this 1 over there. So it will be like 1 y plus of 1 equals to 2 into 0.5 raised to power x, right? So y plus 1 is equals to that. So you already have 2 into 0.5 raised to power x, that is over here, right? This one. So that is equals to y plus 1. So we'll be writing this as y plus 1 instead of that, because I just already converted in the previous one. So y plus 1 plus 2x minus 3.5 equals to 0. So if I solve this one, so we'll be having, so y plus of 2x minus of 2.5 equals to 0, right? If we further solve this one, so we can just shift this to the right hand side and make it as a equation of a line, that is y equals to mx plus c. So let us make it shift to the right, the terms over the right. Then it will be like minus of 2x plus of 2.5. okay, I shifted both of the term towards the right side. So we got this equation and we have to plot this equation in the graph. So y equals to minus 2x plus 2.5. So y equals to minus 2x plus 2.5. So we have to plot this. So actually this is the point where this is the point, actually a y-intercept point. So this will be the graph, the line will pass through this point, that is 2.5, and the another point we can find out using this gradient, that is m equals to -2, and we can write it as -2 by 1, and we can say this as rise by run over here. But if I rise from 2.5 over the top, it will be like we don't have space. So instead of that, we'll come down 2 units downside, will come down. So if I come down 2 unit downside, I'll be like landing over 1. So this is not 1. So I have to come like this 1 unit, and this is 2 unit, right? 2 unit coming down, and 1 unit towards the right side I have to go. So 1 unit is here. So 1 unit towards this side. So we have to draw this line. We have to use our scale, and we have to join this 2 point. Let us join this 2 point. So if I join this point, the intersection point will be your point of the value of x. So this point is the value of x for me. That is approximately equal to, this is 1.2, 1.3. Yeah, this is 1.3, 1.3, around 1.35 I'm getting. Yeah, anyway, that will be your round of answer. 1 point, it will be your answer maybe in the range. It will not be like you will be awarded marks for the answer nearby these things. So x value will be 1. I got it as 1.35. So you may get little bit change in your answer because of the graph, but your answer will be awarded according to the range. Okay, let's do the next part. Part C, there are no solution to the equation of this where k is an integer. So you should know that actually above this range, right? Above this range means here. Above this range there will be a solution, right? We'll be having a solution. The reason is we'll be having an intercept of two graph, right? The line and the curve graph. We'll be having an intercept of that. So we'll be definitely having a solution. But below this only will not have a solution. Below this will not have a solution. So because intercept will not be there, because the curve is turning like this, right? So it is not going to meet because the line is coming here. So that's why the maximum integer point we can write. So integer value they are asking. So let us write the integer value for that. So highest possible value of k will be what? Because this is an integer, right? This -1 is an integer. I could have written 0. I could have written this point, right? That is 0.3 or 0.3, something like that. I could have written that, right? But why I did not write that value? Because that's not an integer. I should now I'll be writing -1 as the integer. Below that there will be no solution. So this is how we have to do. The second part is the equation of the asymptote to the graph of this is, so asymptote means, okay, I'll show you a graph, then we will understand this. And for this particular question, the equation of asymptote to the graph of this is, I have taken one graph. You can see a graph is displayed over the top, and you can see that if the graph is actually turning at point -1, and if I zoom it further, you can see that the graph is never going to meet at -1. This is -1 point. As you can see, this is -1 point, and it's being turning, and it's not going to meet. Asymptote means it is going, it will be nearby -1, but see, it is parallel to that. So it means that it will be an endless line, and it will never meet -1, but it tends to meet over their point. It looks like meeting. So at what point at what point what equation of line is what, where the graph is showing asymptote. So it is y equals to -1, as you can see that the graph tends to move at -1 position. So answer will be y equals to -1. That is the equation of the graph. I hope you understand this. Question number 3. Simplify giving your answer as single power of 7. So we have to give a power of 7. So you know the multiplication indices rule. When the bases are same, we have to add the powers in case of multiplication. So we have to add the power. 5 plus 6 gives you 11. So answer will be 7 raised to power 11. Same here also, second part. When the bases are same and division is the sign, then we have to subtract the powers. 15 minus of 5. That gives you 7 raised to power 10. And you have to make a power of 7. So let's add it. The addition of 42 plus 7 gives you 49, and 49 can be written as 7 raised to power 2 because 7 square is 49. So this is how we can do this question. Let's move on to the next part. Part B says simplify this. So we can do one thing. We can use this rule, a raised to power m into n, that is multiple of a raised to power m into n. So if the bracket is given, we can multiply it, right? So let's first solve the bracket inside. What all things can be solved? So 5 times 2 is 10. So x square into x is x cube, and x to power y to power 4 is there. Y to power 4 is there. Put a bracket, and outside the cube is there. So again, using this rule, we can use this rule. So 10 will be cubed in this case. Then we will be having times of x cube. X cube is already there, cube of that. Then y4 is there, and cube of that, right? All the individual number will be cubed. So what will be the answer actually now? 10 cube is 1000, and x cube 3 into 3, right? 3, as the rule says, m into n. So 3 into 3 is 9, and y4 into 3 is 12. So 1000 x9 and y12 will be our answer. Part C, find the highest common factor HCF of P and Q. So let's find out what is the value of P. So 2 raised to power 5 times 3 raised to power 3 times 7 is equals to 6048. So the value of P is 6048, and the value of Q is already known. So we can use one method to find out HCF. You can use the HCF method by using a calculator only. Press alpha and then press GCD, where the multiplication symbol is there. Press that GCD, and you can write both the number together, 540, and then press comma, shift comma, then write 6048, and then put a bracket. You will get the answer HCF as 108. So HCF is 108. Part 2 says find the lowest common multiple of LCM of P and Q. So same, we can use a calculator to find out LCM also. So we just have to write both the first, yes, you can use a calculator here. You have to press alpha, and then you can see division sign, right? Over there LCM is written, so press that LCM, and you can write this two number, that is 540, that is Q, and comma, and write the next number 6048, put the bracket. You'll get the answer of LCM 30240. So answer is 30240. P into R is a cubic number, where R is an integer. Find the smallest possible value of R. So you know that if we multiply that together, P into R, P is actually 2 raised to power 5 into 3 raised to power 3 into 7, equals to 2 raised to power 5 into 3 raised to power 5 into 7, 5 into 7. So if we multiply together, it should be a cube number and R should be an integer actually. Okay, so how can we do that? So we can do one thing. R should be such that if we see the power of this is 5, so we need one more power to make it as 6, right? So I'll be, see, because 2 raised to power 5 into 2 raised to power 1 is 2 raised to power 6, right? So I'm multiplying it with 2, and to make this should be, sorry, this should be, this is 3, not 5, that is 3, yeah. So this is already the power of 3, right? This is already the power of 3, so we don't have to multiply, we just have to multiply it with 1. And see, this is 1, so we can multiply it with 2 more to make it as 3, right? So I'll write it as 7 to power 2. So if I multiply this, that then only we'll be getting a power cubic number. So 7 square times of 2, that gives you 98. So the R value should be 98 only, then only we'll get P into R as a cubic number. So let's move on to the next part. Part D, factorize the following completely. So let's use a calculator to factorize this. We are going to use a calculator. You can see the steps. First you have to press the button mode and press 5 for equation, and then press 3. You will get this type of format, and value of a will be the coefficient of x square. Coefficient of x square is 1, so I'll write 1 and then press equal to. Then coefficient of x is -3, so I'll press -3 and I'll press equal to. Then coefficient of the constant value I'll write, that is -28, and then press equal to. After that I'll press equal to again, so I'll get the first value of x. Okay, that is +7, and if I press it again I'll get -4. So we got one is +7, we got one of the values +7 and the other value is -4. So when we are going to, when we are writing in the format of factorization form, so we are going to change the sign. So x, this is +7, so we'll be writing minus of 7, x minus of 7, and over here we'll be writing x plus of 4. So this will be a final answer, x minus 7 and x plus of 4. Part 2, factorize again. Here you can see a plus 2b and a plus 2b are common, so we'll take it out. So if I take a plus 2b out, so I'll be left with inside 7 into a plus, because it's a square, so 1 a plus 2b is taken out, so 1 will be left inside, plus over here with 4a, nothing will be left because already a plus 2b is taken out. So after that, let's expand the bracket, 7a plus 7b plus 4a, 4a. So further solving, because we have 7a plus 4a is 11a plus 7b, so that's okay. There is a small mistake, there should be a 2 over here, so it should be 7 to the 14b. Yeah, I'll rub it and write it. It should be 14b, and then yeah, that's all. So it should be a 14b, and the final answer is a plus 2b and 11a plus 14b. So let's do the next part E. So first we can do one thing, we can just cross multiply this one, so that I can make 9 as 3 to power something, and I'll make 9 as 3 square. I hope you understand. So let me take this step again. 9 raised to power x equals to 3 into 2y minus of x. I just took this 9 over left hand side. Now I'll be making this 9 as 3 raised to power 2. 9 can be written as 3 raised to power 2, right? So it will be 2x equals to 3 raised to power 2y minus of x. So yeah, there are x. Then we can say the bases are same, so power will be added in multiplication sign case. So base I'll keep it as 3, and 2x minus 1 plus 2x equal to 3 into 2y. Okay, minus of x. So in this case 2x plus 2x is 4x, so 3 raised to power 4x minus of 1 equals to 3 raised to power 2y minus of x. When over the right and left, if we have power bases are same, then power will be equal to each other. So both right hand side and left hand side bases are same, so we can equate the powers. So the powers are 4x minus 1 equals to 2y minus of x. Sorry, 2x 2y minus of x. So we want to find the value of y, right, in term of x. So we'll keep this y over there only, right hand side, and we'll shift everything else over the left. So if I shift 4x plus of x, it will be minus 1 is already there, 2y. So 4x plus x is 5x minus 1 equals to 2y. So y will be equals to 5x minus 1 divided by 2. So this will be 5x minus 1 divided by 2 will be a final answer. Question number 4. The masses m kg of 40 parcel is given, and we have to plot this frequency density table here. So let's use the table to plot this graph. So what we can do is you can, you know that frequency density is frequency over class width, right? So to draw the frequency density table, we definitely need the class width for each and every class interval. The first two is already given, so we will not solve that. The third one is class width of third one will be upper limit minus of lower limit. So 4 minus of 2 is 2, right? So in this case, the class interval 4 to 7 is the class width will be 4 minus of 7 minus of 4 is 3, and in this case 12 minus of 7 is 5. So these are the class width of these particular class interval, and we can find out the frequency density but just by dividing the frequency by class width. This is frequency, right? This is frequency, that's 15, and 15 divided by 2 will be your frequency density of this particular class. Is 15 divided by 2 is 7.5, and that will be the frequency density, right? And the next one will be the 10 divided by frequency divided by class width. So frequency is 10 and 3 is the class width. So 10 divided by 3 is 0. 10 divided by 3 is 3 point something, right? 10 divided by 3 will be 3.3 repetition, so we can write it as 3.3, and then 4 divided by 5 gives you 0.8. So these are some of the answers of frequency density, 0.8. Now we'll be plotting this graph using these points. Frequency density for the class interval 2 to 4 is 7.5. So 7.5, 7.2, 7.4, 7.5 is here somewhere. So I have to draw this like this, and I can use the scale also. Somewhere you can use the scale actually, for drawing it nicely like that. 2 to 4, and the second point is 4 to 7, and 4 to 7 the frequency density is 3.3. so 3.3 is, this is 3, and 3.2, 3.3 is somewhere here. So 4 to 7, right? 4 to 7 is somewhere here. I can take it as this one. So this is the graph that we have to draw like this. Ignore some of the errors. Then we have 7 to 12, and it is 0.8. 0.8 is this is 0.2468 somewhere here. This point we have to plot. This is the point, this is the line, and then we have to draw like this. So this is the graph of frequency density. So let's move on to the next part. Part 2 says estimate the mean mass of the parcel. So we have to estimate the mean mass of the parcel. So let me erase some of these things here. Okay, for finding the mean mass, you just have to do one thing, that is you have to find out the mid value of this. So how can mid value of this particular interval, how can we find out the mid value of these intervals? So we will add the upper limit with the lower limit and we will divide it with 2. So mid value of 1.5, 1 plus 0.5 is 1.5, so 1.5 divided by 2 is 0.75. So 0.75 will be the mid value of that, and 3 divided by 2 is 1.5, right? And 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 11 divided by 2 is 6.5. So, oh sorry, 5.5. And then 19 divided by, because 7 plus 12 is 19 divided by 2 is 9.5. So this will be the 9.5, and these are the mid value of these interval. So what we will do to find out the mean value, we can multiply the frequency with the mid value. If I multiply the frequency with the mid value, let's multiply first. 4 into 0.75, 4 into 0.75 plus the next value is 7 into 1.5, 7 into 1.5 plus the next value is 115 into 3, 15 into 3 plus 10 into 5.5, 10 into 5.5 plus the last value is 4 into 9.5, 4 into 9.5. Once you have done this, you have to divide all these things with the total parcel, 40 parcel, right? So if you will divide with this using a calculator, you can do this one. So let me write the values here. So 4 into 0.75, put a bracket, plus 7 into 1.5, bracket close, plus 15 into 3 plus 10 into 5.5 plus the last one is 4 into 9.5, 4 into 9.5, and this divided by 40. So that gives you 3.78. So 3.78 or 3.8, you can write it as mean value of this particular. So 3.8 is the mean mass. Let's do the part 3. A parcel is picked at random from the 40 parcel. Find the probability that this parcel has mass of 2 kg or less. So let's look onto the table. 2 kg, this is 2 kg, or 2 kg or less is 7 plus 4. So 7 plus 4 is 11. So out of means 11 out of 40 parcel or 2 kg or less. So this will be our answer. Part 4. Two parcels are picked at random without replacement from those with a mass greater than 2 kg. Work out the probability that one of them has mass greater than 7 kg and other has mass 4 kg or less. So let's find out first what is they are picking out randomly without replacement of mass that is greater than 2 kg. So using the table, greater than 2 kg is what? So greater than 2 kg is, this is greater than 2 kg, right? So 15 plus 10 plus 4, 25 plus 4 is 29. So total value is 29, right? So greater than 2 kg is 29 values are greater than 2 kg. So next thing that they are asking is, so we have 29 value that is greater than 2 kg, and work out the probability that one of them has mass greater than 7 kg. One of them has mass greater than 7 kg. Greater than 7 kg is this case. So 4. Okay. And 4 is greater than 7 kg. and other is and the other has mass of 4 kg or less. 4 kg or less will be, so we'll take 15. So we got it. So we have to find out the probability. So without replacement is there, so we will be taking out one, so one will be missing from the total count. So the first probability we can write as 4, that is 7 kg. One of them has mass greater than 7 kg is 4 out of 29. If I pick another one, so it will be like the another one should be other has mass less than 4 kg, that is 15, right? So 15 by 28, because it's being without replacement, so we are not replacing it back, so total count will be less. But it is not it is given that work out the probability that one of them has mass greater than 7 kg and other has mass. We are not given the first one and the second one, right? First one is taken mass 7 kg and second one is taken as 4 kg or something like that. They have given that one of them, so it means that we can have two cases, right? Either we can take 4 kg first and 7 kg second one, or 4 kg second one and 7 kg at the first. So we'll get the two case, so we just multiply it with 2. So let's multiply and find out the answer for this. So it will be like 4 times 15 divided by 29 times 28. So our answer will be 30 by 203 will be the probability of 30 by 203 is the probability of this case. Part B, a van deliver parcel from different warehouse, and this is box and whisker plot, and we have to find out the median of this. So median we can find out, just this is a median, so whatever the value comes here, it will be the median of that. So this is 4.2, 4.4, 4.6. So median is 4.6. And find the interquartile range. Interquartile is the upper quartile, this will be the upper quartile, that is 6.2, and this is the lower quartile, this is 3. So 6.2 minus of 3 will be your answer. I've already plotted here, so that is equals to 3.2. So let's do the next part. Part 3. Two parcels are removed from the van at first delivery. The mass of these parcels are 2.4 and 5.8. Describe the effect removing the parcel has on the median mass remains the parcel mass of the remaining parcel. So we are removing 2.4 kg and we are removing 5.8 kg, right? One mass is actually that comes before the median, that is 2.4 kg, and one mass is 5.8 kg, that is after the median. So we can say that the median remains the same, right? The median remains the same, and other thing that you can write, because one mass is below the median, one mass is below the median, and other mass is above the median or the middle value. So this is the final answer. Let's move on. Question number 5. So A and B column vector is given. We have to subtract B minus of A. So B is 2 and minus 5, and A is minus 3 and 8. We have to subtract it. So 2 minus of minus 3 is 2 plus 3, that is 5. 2 plus 3 is 5, and minus 5 minus of 8 is minus 13. So this will be a final column vector answer. So we have to do here 2 into A is what, minus 3 8, plus B is what, 2 and minus 5. So we can multiply this like this and write it over here. So this becomes 2 times minus 3 is minus 6, and 2 times 8 is 16, plus 2 and minus 5. So if we add this, so minus 6 plus 2 is minus 4, and then 16 minus of 5. 16 minus 5 is 11. So this will be a final answer. So let's do part C. So part C, we have to find the mod of B. So B value is 2 and 5. So 2 and minus 5 is the mod value. B value. So we can use this formula to find the mod, that is under root of the first value, that is 2 square, plus the second value is 5 square. So if we will solve this in our calculator, under root of 2 square plus, I'll write bracket and minus 5, then square it. So then you get 5.38, or we can write as 5.39. That will be your final answer. Part 2, a plus kb equals to 13 by m. Column vector is given. Find the value of k and m. So the value of a is minus 3 and 8. The value of a is minus 3 and 8, and k into value of b is 2 and minus 5. 2 and minus 5, right? That is equals to 13. Let's write that before. We'll write that. So minus 3 and minus 3 and 8 plus 2k, and we can write this as minus 5k. So when we'll add this together, it will be minus 3 plus of 2k, and this will become 8 minus of 5k, and actually these things are equal to what? 13 and m, right? 13 and m, yes. So we can equate it to get the value of k and m. So minus 3 plus 2k equals to 13. So 2k equals to 13 minus 3 is 10. 13 plus 3, 13 plus 3, right? This 3 will go there with a positive sign. So 13 plus 3 is 16. So k will be 16 by 2 is 8. So value of k is 8. And to find the value of m, we can write 8 minus of 5k equals to m. And we already got the value of k. So 8 minus 5 into k is k. We can write it as 8 equals to m. So 8 minus 8 for the 40 equals to m. So 8 minus of 40 is minus 32 equals to the value of m. So this is how we have to do, and this is the end of this question. Part B, OABC is a parallelogram, and this is a vector question. We have to find the value of value in the term of P and Q, and OB we have to find, O to B we have to find, and because it's a parallelogram, so this will be also equals to P, right? Parallelogram, parallel sides as well as equal. So this will be P. So OB will be equals to OC plus CB, right? So Q plus P. So OB is equals to Q plus P, we can write. Then so part C, we have to find out the value of CM. So CM is this vector, C to M. So we have to go from C to O and O to M. And OM is actually, M is the midpoint. M is the midpoint of OB. So OM is half of. So to reach CM, CO plus OM, CO plus OM, and CO is equals to negative of Q minus of Q, plus OM is actually half of OB, right? Half of OB is Q plus P. If we expand this, minus Q minus 1 by 2Q plus 1 by 2 P. So this will give you minus Q plus 1 by 2Q plus 1 by 2P. So if you subtract this one, so this is 1 minus 1 plus 1 by 2 is 1 by 2 itself, right? Plus 1 by 2. So let's check it with using our calculator. We can write it as minus 1 plus 1 by 2, and we will get as minus 1 by 2. So this gives minus 1 by 2. So I'll write it here, minus 1 by 2q plus 1 by 2p. So our answer is minus 1 by 2q plus 1 by 2p. So let's move on to question number C. For part C, find mn vector. So mn is, I'll rub this one. So mn is this one. So we know that mb is, just now we got it, that is half of ob vector, that is q plus p, half of q plus p. What is bn? Bn, they have some ratio, right? nb is given as 2 ratio something, so bn will be negative of that. So let's write the ratio in the proper format. So an and bn are in the ratio 3 ratio 2. So 3 ratio 2 is the format. So this is out of what? Because 3 plus 2 is 5. So the total ratio is 5, 3 by 5, and this is 2 by 5. And AB is actually equals to Q, right? AB is actually equal to Q length. So I'll be writing it as 2 by 5Q and 3 by 5Q. NB, that is the value of NB, but instead of that, MN is actually MB plus BN. MN equals to MB plus BN vector, and MB equals to half of Q plus P, can be written as Q by 2 plus P by 2, right? Q by 2 plus P by 2 I can write, plus BN, as I told you, I have to go from B to N. So NB value is 2 by 5Q, so BN will be negative of 2 by 5Q. So it will be negative of 2 by 5Q. So if I solve this 2 using my calculator, so this is 1 by 2, right? So we can write it as 1 by 2. So I can subtract like 1 by 2 minus of 2 by 5, that gives you 1 by 10. So P by 2 plus 1 by 10. So the value is P by 2 plus 1 by 10Q. The final answer is P by 2 plus 1 by 10Q. So let's move on to the next part. Part 2. CB and ON are extended to meet at D. Find the position vector of D in terms of P and Q. CB and ON are extended. So I'll use another pen. So CB and ON are extended to meet at point D. So we have to find out the position vector of D. So position vector of D is actually equals to, we can track this way, we can go in this way. Of going O to D, we can take this way, OB and BD, right? So to reach OD, we can take OB and BD. So OD vector equals to OB plus BD vector. OB plus BD vector. What is OB? OB is equals to, OB just now we got it. OB is Q plus P. OB is equals to Q plus P. And BD we have to find, right? So BD, this vector we can find it. So you can easily do this by a ratio method, because you know that this is a triangle that is forming like that, you can see. So this is a similar triangle actually. This is BD. It's a very simple part. This is BD, and this part I'm tracking this triangle. See, I'm trying to explain this one. So this is BD and this is P over here, and this is 2 by 5 Q, and this is 3 by 5 of Q, right? So using the similarity property, we can find BD value easily. So we can write it as P by BD. P by BD equals to 3 by 5. I can write it over the top. 3 by 5 of Q divided by 2 by 5 of Q, right? So in this case, Q and Q got cancelled out, right? This 5 will also go up, so 5 and 5 is also got cancelled out. So P by BD will be equals to 3 by 2, right? So BD will be equals to what? So BD will be equals to 2P by 2 by 3P. BD is 2 by 3P. So BD we got it as 2 by 3P, right? 2 by 3P. So that's all done. So Q is there and we can add this to. So 1 plus 2 by 3 is what? 1 plus 2 by 3 equals to 5 by 3. See how I did, it's not that difficult. This is 1, right? And this is 2 by 3. Just using your calculator, and just the answer is 5 by 3 here. So I am just going to write plus 5 by 3 and write the variable on it, that is P. So this is the answer, Q plus 5 by 3 P. That's all. Question number 6. In this question we have to find the okay, in this question we have to find the value of, we have to show that BD is this length, and we have to show that this is 16.9, because cos rule can be used when two sides are given and inter between angle is given. Keep it in mind. Okay, so we can use cos rule to find BD. So cos rule says that BD square uh, equals to 19 square plus 16 square, right? A square plus B square minus of 2 times A, I can do it 19, 2 times A into B into cos of the in between angle. In between angle is 57. So 57 degree. So BD will be equals to what? If I remove the square, then it will be under root of that. So if I solve this, under root of 19 square plus 16 square minus of 2 into 19 and into 16 into cos of, I can write into there, into cos of 57 and bracket close. So the answer is 16.9. You can see BD is that, this is what we have to show. So let's move on to part B. Part B, we have to calculate angle CBD. So CBD is this angle we have to find out. Okay, so we know this side, right? We know this side, that is 16.9. Sorry, 16.9 is this side. So we can easily find out the opposite of this angle, okay, by sine rule. So we can, because this opposite is known and this opposite is also known, so we can easily use the sine rule to find out this angle, right? First of all, so sine 75 by 32 equals to sine of this angle, let's say this is theta. Okay, sine 75 by 32, sine 75 by 32 will be equals to sine theta by 16.9. So sine theta equals to sine of 75 times 16.9 divided by 32, and theta will be equals to sine inverse of these value, sine 75 times 16.9 divided by 32. Let's use our calculator to solve this. So sine inverse of sine sine 75 times 16.9 and coming down is divided by 32, and let's put a bracket. So we got the answer is theta is 30.67. So theta is, this angle is 30.67. So we can add this to and divide. This is 30.67, right? It's very simple. We can add this with 75 and subtract it with 180. So we'll get 74.3 to 74.3. Also you can write 74.3 will be your final answer. You can show that step by subtracting with 180 also. Part C, find the area of quadrilateral ABCD. So area is actually total, both of the triangle we have to add it together. So individually we can find using the sine rule. So both the triangle can be solved using the sine rule here. I can write it over here itself. So this will be like, okay, that is half of the first length, that was 19, times the second length was 16, times of sine of, what was the angle in between, I'm taking this 19 and 16, and in between angle is 57, sine 57. Same we can do with the another triangle, half of two sides. I'll take this side, the given side, and in between angle given side, this one is 16.9 and this one is 32 and 73 angle. So 16.9 and 32, not 3.2, it's 32, and sine of in between angle, that was 74.3. So if we will solve this, let's use a calculator to solve this. So 1 by 2 of 19 times 16 times sine of 57 plus, I can write 0.5 instead of 1.2, times 16.9 times 32 times sine of 74.3. So you'll get 387.7. 387.7 you can write, or you can write 388 also if you round it off. So this is how you have to do. Part D, find the shortest distance from B to AD. So from B to AD, the shortest distance will always be 90 degree perpendicular. Okay, so this cannot be the shortest, this cannot be the shortest. You can see the difference, right? The shortest distance will always be 90 degree. So how to calculate? You can easily use the sine rule here. So I will write the answer over here itself. So this is 90 degree, right? So sine 90 by 16 will be equals to, opposite to that is 16. Sine 90 by 16 is sine 57 by let's say this is x, bx. So that's what we have to find. The shortest distance is bx. So bx will be equal to what? Sine of 57 times 16 divided by sine 90. Sine 90 is always 1. So but you can do it in your calculator also if you don't know. So we can write it as sine 57 times 16 by sine of 90 degree, and the answer is 13.41. You can write it as 13.41. So copy these things over there. So that is 13.41 will be your final answer. Question number 7. So triangle T after translation 2 and minus 1. The column vector is 2 plus 2 and minus 1 means 2 units towards the right side we have to move from here. We can pick any point first. This point, let's say 2 units towards the right side means 1 2. So then after that 1 unit downside, so 1 unit downside is this is the point. This will move. Then after that if I move this point, so 2 unit right side, so from here to here 2 units down and 1 unit towards the down, so this point is here. And this point, let me change the color, it's blue. So this point also 2 unit towards the right and 1 unit towards the down. So this is your final answer. Okay. Oh, sorry, that's not a 2 unit actually. We have to. Yes. We just did some mistake here. We have to do it again because the 1 unit is total from here to here, right? I just took 1 unit as less than that. Okay, so let's do it again. So if I want to move 2 units towards the right, so I have to go from this is 1 unit and this is 2 unit, right? And then 1 unit if I go down, so this is the point. See, this is 1 unit. Make sure that you don't make mistake like this. So the this point is here, and in this case 2 units towards 2 unit means from here 4, and 1 unit down is still here, right? This will be the point. This is 2 units towards the right side means 4 again, and 1 unit towards the down is this one, so this point. So we have to draw the triangle that is being translated like this. You can see this will be your answer for translation of vector. Can make it much more perfect. So this will be your answer for part A. Part 2, triangle T is rotated 90-degree clockwise about the origin. Please use your trace paper. I'll just give you the answer how it is being rotated over here. So once it is rotated, this will be moved to this quadrant, and the coordinates of these points will be 1 comma minus 2. This one will be the one of the coordinate, and 4 comma minus 2, this one will be the other coordinate, and minus 4 comma minus 4. So make sure that you use your trace paper and place the center of origin, center of rotation as 0 comma 0, right? And then you can draw it easily like this. This will be your answer. You can check the coordinates, you can verify the coordinates. Okay, this is part 2. So let's move on to part 3. Part 3, triangle T after an enlargement, scale factor -1/2. So you just have to keep one thing in mind. This is center of enlargement, and the other thing is the scale factor is -1/2. -1/2. See, 1/2 means, for example, if this is a object and the image should be of the, whether it is enlarged or decreased does not matter, image should be of the same direction. See, if it is +1/2, the image will go in the same direction. The head is here, head is here. But in case of negative, so if this is the triangle, like let's say this is an object, the image should be opposite of that. Keep it in mind. If it is -1/2, -1/2 or negative scale factor, I'm not talking about 1/2 here, I'll tell you that. But if it is the scale factor has negative, definitely it will be opposite. Okay, if it goes up, the negative will be coming down. Okay, so minus sign indicates like that. Then let's do the things. Then also see 1/2 indicates what? See, I'll do it with blue pen here. So SF actually indicates image by object, image length by object length. So 1/2 is here, -1/2 is here. It means that image is one, image will be half of the object, right? If image length is 1, the object length will be double, right? That's what it means. So the image length is 1, so object length will be double of that. So this t, that shaded one, is image, so we have to draw the object that will be the shaded one is object, so the image will be half of that, right? So that's why it is 1, right? So it will be half of that. Let's find out the center of enlargement, that is -2 comma 3. So -2 is here, -2 comma 3 will be here. Let's draw the line. So we have to draw all the 3 points joining from here. So one cuts like this, the other cuts like this, okay, the other cuts like this, and the third point will be like this one. Okay, so first you have to draw all the 3 points joining from the center of enlargement. Once you have drawn this, you should be able to identify that the image should be half of that, right? Also I told you, because it is negative scale factor, negative of that, so the object will be reversed, the image will be actually drawn reversed of the object. So if this is like this, wait, the object is drawn like this, so image should be looking some way like this one, right? Because this should come down, right? This should come down because this is going up. So let's find out the coordinate. So if you track it, then this length is 1 2 3 4 5 6. This length is 6 here. Yeah, okay. There was a small error, I just corrected it. So this is actually 3, this is 6, right? You can see this length of an object is 6 unit, right? So in an image we should get 3, half of that, right? So 3 I am getting over here. See, make sure that you cannot get 3 here or 3 here, right? Or you are getting more than 3 here. So definitely you have to say 3 is coming here, right? So this is the point. You can also calculate 1 2 and 3 here, right? So half of that is coming, and for this case this will go down. As I told you, if it is up, then it should go down. So if it is down, then this is 4 unit, right? 1 2 3 4, it's 4 units. So 4, half of that is 2 unit. So from here to here, right? This will be the, you can draw it nicely. Okay, so this will be the answer, and then join the rest of the points. So this will be your answer, right? So the coordinates, if you want to match, this will be like -4 comma 2.5, and then this will be -4 comma 4, and this will be -5 comma 2.5. So these are the coordinates, and this is the image that is being enlarged in scale factor of negative of 1/2. I hope you understand this question. Part B, describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle A onto triangle T onto triangle A. So triangle T onto triangle is actually what's happening here. Reflection is the case, and this will be the line of reflection. So if you will draw like this, so I'll use the different marker. If you will draw like this, let me use this one. So this will be the line of reflection, and also I'll tell you this is the mirror line or line of reflection, you could write mirror line. I want to tell you one more important thing. See, this is the graph. Let's say this is the graph. This is this is x-axis, and this is y-axis. If a line is drawn like this, right, I'll call this as x equals to y line. And why it is x equals to y? Because it's an uniform line, right? So here it is, the value of y is equals to value of x, right? And uniformly it's increasing. That's why x equals to y line we call it as. But in case of opposite like this, It's going down, right? The line is going down. So we'll be calling it as x equals to minus y or y equals to minus x. Either way we will change it. So y equals to minus x I'll be calling it as, because it's coming down. If it goes up, we'll be writing it as x equals to y, and if it comes down, y equals to minus x. The same case is being we can study over here. That is this line, right? This mirror line, actually it's coming down, so the line of reflection, the equation will be uh, y equals to minus x. So what is happening here, the description, if you want to do, it's the reflection is happening, reflection on line y equals to minus 6. So this is how you have to write it. Question number 8. A cuboidal has length L, W and H, and we have given W and L are in the ratio 1:2. 1:2 means what? See, W by L is 1/2. So if I cross multiply, then this becomes L equals to what? 2 of W, correct? Now see, this length is L, right? This length will also be L. So this length is H, so this length will also be equal to H, and this length will also be equals to H. So the total length, this is also L, right? So the total length, we can say it as L plus H plus L plus H plus L plus H equals to 37.8, or we can write it as 2L plus 2H equals to 37.8. We can write this as, right? And now L is actually equals to what? 2W. So 2 into 2W plus 2H equals to 37.8, right? So this we can write it as 4W plus 2H equals to 37.8. Let's find out one more equation. This is one of the equation. Let's find out one more equation, that is from this side. So this is H, right? This is W, and this will also be H, right? Because this will be equal to this length, right? So this will be also H. So we can write it as plus H plus H is H plus H plus W equals to 20.1. 20.1. We can write this as 2H plus W equals to 20.1. And now we can use this equation. Here we can use this simultaneously to make it cancel, because here 2H is there, here also 2H is there. So we can use this together to subtract. We'll subtract this two equation. So if I subtract this two equation, what I'll get? We change the color. If I subtract this equation 1 and 2, so 4W plus 2H, I'll write 2H first, right? Oh, it's okay now. 2H 4W plus 2H equals to 37.8, and I can write below this 2H and plus W, because both are in plus. So plus W equals to 20.1, right? Second equation I wrote. If I subtract it, I'll get here 4W minus W is 3W, and if I subtract this, this will be cancelled out. So 37.8 minus of 20.1 gives you 17.7, right? 17.7. So W will be equals to 17.7 divided by 3. So that is equals to 5.9. So W is 5.9. 5.9 we can write it here. And if I get W, I can put the value of W over here. So 4 into 4 into 5.9 plus 2 into H equals to 37.8. So 5.9 times of 4 gives you 23.6. So I have to see this 23.6, right? This I can subtract with 37.8. So 37.8 minus of the answer gives you 14.2. So 2H will be equals to 14.2. So H will be equals to what? 14.2 divided by 2 gives me answer 7.1. 7.1 is the value of h. 7.1. And first part we have done L equals to 2w, right? So L equals to 2 times w is what? 5.9. So 5.9 times 2 will gives you the value of L, that is 11.8. So this is how we have to do this question. End of the question. Part B, the diagram shows a solid pyramid with a rectangular base. If it is a rectangular base, so you should know that the opposite sides are equal. So if it is 18, this should be also equals to 18. So actually we have to find out the density, calculate the density of the wood, and density equals to mass upon volume, right? So mass is already given 800 and volume we have to calculate. Volume formula is given, and we have 1 by 3 area of the base, we know that is 18 into 15 into height we have to find, and height is DE. This is height, right? So we can use this triangle to find out the height, and it is also given that EDA and EDC is 90 degree. This is 90 degree. If this is 90 degree, we can use Pythagoras to find out ED, right? So we can write 24 square equals to 18 square plus ED square. So ED square will be equal to what? 24 square minus of 18 square. So ED will be equals to under root of 24 square minus of 18 square. Let's find out what is the value of ED. So under root of 24 square minus of 18 square gives you the answer 6 root 7 or 15.8. So 6 root 7 we'll write it as 6 root 7. So this length is 6 root 7. Okay, you can use that. So height we got it right, 6 root 7. So just we have to put it in volume. So volume is equals to 1 by 3 into area of the base is what? Area of the base is 50. This is the area, right? 18 into 15, length into breadth. 18 into 15 is the area. 18 into 15 into height is just now we got it, that is 6 root 7. So we can plug it in our calculator, the values, all things, and let's find out the answer. So it's 1 by 3 multiply by 18 times 15 times 6 root 7. I can write in a bracket 6 root 7 close. Then I have 1428.7. So 1428.7, yeah. So volume is 1428.7. Okay, something like that. So mass will be equals to what? Sorry, density equals to what? Mass upon volume. Density is mass upon volume. So mass is 800 divided by volume is 1428.7. I can directly use my calculator. So 800 divided by answer, 800 divided by the answer value gives you 0.55. 9 I can write as density. That's what is 0.5. I can use, you can check out my calculators here. So the answer that I'm getting is 0.55. 0.55, and the unit you can write it as, because density says 800 gram and this is in the volume is given in centimeters, right? All these are in centimeter. We got the answers, all these are in centimeter, right? So it will be, the volume should be in the centimeter cube. So this is in centimeter cube, so say gram per centimeter cube. Calculate the angle BE and the base of the pyramid. So this is BE, and we have to find out the angle between the BE, this line as you can see, and the base of the pyramid. So this angle we have to find out. So BD is actually simple to understand, that is, this is 15 centimeter and this is 18. So we can easily calculate the length BD. BD will be equal to what? BD will be equals to under root of 15 square plus 18 square, right? So let's do that. Yeah, give me a second. Under root of 15 square plus 18 square. So you got this 3 root 61. 3 root 61. So BD is 3 root 61. Then you can use a tan rule here because tan says opposite of adjacent. So this is opposite side and this is adjacent. Adjacent we already got. Opposite is already we got it. That is DE length, and that is 6 root 7 DE or ED. Here it is 6 root 7, right? So 6 root 7. So we can use tan rule to easily calculate it. So tan says opposite is 6 root 7, right? Over adjacent side, that is 3 root 61. So tan theta, let's say this is theta. Okay, this is theta, so tan theta is that. So theta will be equals to what? Tan inverse of 6 root 7 by 3 root 61. So if we will solve this, tan inverse of 6 root 7 by 3 root 61, this gives you the answer 34.1. So this is the angle. Theta is 34.1 degree. So this is how we have to do it. Let's move on. Question number 9. The equation y equals to x cube minus 4x square plus 4x can be written in this format: y equals to x into x minus of a whole square. So it's actually the format of completing square. So if you remember completing square, let's use that to find out the answer. So because completing square can be solved for the quadratic equation, so make it as a quadratic. So y equals to, let's take out 1x out, and inside we'll have a quadratic equation: x square minus of 4x plus of 4. So now we will be using quadratic equation, the completing square here. So you know the rule for completing square is you have to divide the midterm with 2. So midterm is minus 4. If I divide it with 2, I'll get minus 2, right? So whatever answer is there, the after division, whatever answer you get, you're going to write with x. So x minus of 2, right? And we are going to square it. This rule you have to remember. The midterm, whatever midterm divided by 2, whatever answer comes, you have to write with x minus of 2, and then square it. So what is the a minus b whole square? So a minus b whole square is a square plus b square, a square plus b square minus of 2 into a into b. 2 into a into b is 4x, right? 2 into a is x and b is 4, so 4x. So now you can see it's going to be easy now. So you can see that x square is available here, right? Minus 4x is also available here, and plus 4 is also available here. So what is that equal to actually? That is actually equal to what? X minus 2 whole square, right? So instead of this, I can write x into x minus 2 whole square. So see the question here. So this a equals to what? 2, because x, don't write minus 2 because there is a negative operation there. So x a equals to what? 2 value. So this is how we have to solve this equation. Part 2, on the axis sketch the graph y equals to x cube minus 4x square plus 4x. Just now we got this equation as, we can also write this equation as y equals to x into x minus of a whole square, right? So we can, and also this is equals to y. For finding the graph meets at x-axis, we can make y as 0 because at x-axis y equals to 0, right? So y equals to 0, and if I put like that, and x into x minus of a will be 2, right? We got the value of a as 2 square equals to 0. No, it's that what. So we got the value of x as 0 and x minus of 2 whole square as 0, right? One value is x equals to 0 and x minus of 2 whole square is 0. So here also the under root will be 0 only, right? So x minus of 2 equals to 0, so x will be plus of 2. So at point 0 the graph is going to touch at x-axis, and the another point is 2, right? This, let's say this is 1 and this is 2, right? At another point the graph is going to touch at x-axis at plus 2. So because it's a cubic graph, you should know the cubic graph will be like this, right? It has a maximum turning point and minimum turning point. So let's plot it using these coordinates that we got it, the points that we got it. So it has to touch this point at plus 2, and it also has to touch 0. So we just have to indicate the value where the graph meets the x-axis. Indicate is very important. So the graph comes like this, touches the 2, then it goes up and then turn back. So this is how you have to draw the graph. It may be much perfect also. You can make it like touches this, goes up, then okay. So this will be the graph that you have to draw. So let's move on to the next question. Part B, find the equation of tangent to the graph. So we have to differentiate this first. Let's differentiate this. If I differentiate this, this will become 3x square minus of 8x plus of 4, and here I have to put the value of x as 4 in this equation. If I put the value of x as 4, this will become 4 square minus of 8 into 4 plus of 4. So let's use a calculator. 3 times 4 square minus of 8 times 4 plus of 4, that gives you 20. So this is actually a gradient, right? If I differentiate and put the value of x, it will give me the gradient. So m equals to 20, correct? So we also know one more formula for find the value of m is equals to what? We know that m is y minus of y1 divided by x minus of x1. This is one of the formula finding the m. So 20, we know that the value of x1 and x1 is 4, right? And y1 is, we can extract the value. Let's find out the value of that. So we can put, if we put this value of x as 4, we can get the value of y1 also. So let's put that x as 4 and let's find out the value of y. Before using this formula, let's put this value of x in this equation. So y will be equal to 4 cube minus of 4 into 4 square plus of 4 into 4. Let's find out the value of y. So the value of y is 4 cube minus of 4 into 4 square plus of 4 4 is 16 again, right? So I got the value of y as 16. So that will be the value of y1. I'll take it as y1. This is x1. And for finding the value of m, we got it as 20, right? So 20 equals to y minus of y1 is 16 and x minus of x1 is 4, right? So if we solve this one, cross multiply, so it will give you 20x minus of 80 equals to y minus of 16. So further, if I form this as equation of a line, so it will be like y equal to 20x, this 20x goes y equals to 20x, then minus 80 plus of 16, right? So minus 80 plus of 16 gives you minus of 64. So minus of 64. So So can you see this? We got the equation of the line that we have to write it here. 20 x minus of 64 will be your answer. Question number 10. So we have to finish the pattern here. So this is 1 cube, this is 2 cube is 8, this is 3 cube, and this is 4 cube. This should be 5 cube is 125, and the answer here you should write as n cube, right? The nth term will be n cube. And the second part, we can see that it is being added with 6. 5 plus 6 is 11, 11 plus 6 is 17, 17 plus 6 is 23, and 23 plus 6 is 29, right? So to find out the nth term of this, what will be the previous term that will come? 5 minus of 6 gives you minus 1. So I'll write minus 1, and I'll write n to the common difference, 6n. So this will be the nth term of this case. And for this, you have to check for the geometric sequence. So we can divide 0.5 divided by 0.25, that gives you 2. If I divide this 2, I'm getting the geometric sequence or division, that is 2. If I divide 1 with 0.5, 1 with 0.5, I'm getting 2 again, and 2 with 1 gives you 2, and 4 with 2 gives you 2. What is happening? We are having a geometric sequence, division by 2. So we can use a formula. When the case is geometric sequence, we can use the formula a into r n minus of 1, where r is the common ratio. This is 2, that is r. So a is the first value, 0.25 into r is the difference common ratio, that is 2, n minus of 1, right? So to further solve this, we can write 0.25 as 25 by 100, right? Or we can also write it as 1 by 4. 0.25 can be written as 1 by 4. So I want 1 by 4 to be in the form of 2 base, right? So I'll be writing it as 1 by 4, I'll be writing it as 1 upon 2 square, correct? So I'm writing this here, 1 upon 2 square, right? 1 upon 2 square I can write, and into 2 raised to power n minus of 1. You might have understood how 1 upon 2 square comes, because 25 by 100 I can write, and 1 upon 4 I can write. 25 by 100 is 1 by 4. 1 by 4 I reduce to 1 upon 2 square. Now this 2 square, if it goes up, it becomes 2 raised to a minus 2 times 2 raised to power n minus of 1, right? This goes up, so it has a negative sign on the power. Now the bases are same, we can add the powers. So 2 raised to power minus 2 plus minus 2 minus 1 plus n, right? We are just adding the power. So we have left with minus 3, or we can write first nth term, that is n minus of 3. So this will be your answer for this. We can write 2 raised to power n minus of 3. So part D is really interesting actually. Things goes like this. You can see I'll use another color here. Okay, this one use. You can see that D part is obtained by subtracting B and C, right? So if I subtract 5 minus 0.25, I'll get 4.75, or else 11 minus 0.5 gives you 10.5. So 17 minus 1 is 16, 23 minus 2 is 21. So 29 minus of 4 should give you 25 as answer here. And okay, then nth term is what? Nth term is just like, because we are subtracting b with c, so nth term for b is 6n minus of 1. So we have to subtract with the c nth term, minus of 2 into n minus of 3, right? So your answer for D is 6n minus 1 minus of 2 into n minus of 3. So this is the end of this paper. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please share and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much.